Hello, everyone. Susan Gerbic from Psychics Explained. I'm going to do a video on Matt Fraser, who was from Operation Peach Pit. I'm going to show you a little information that I've seen, to remind you of who Matt Fraser is. It's good, always good to have a good reminder of who these people are. I know I get confused to who's who. And so we'll do a quick review. We're going to look at a news article that I just found that's been out since 2019. And we're going to watch a video that is 5 minutes long. We'll break it up so we won't watch all of it, and I'll come back and do commentary. And it's a CBS This Morning infomercial, because as I explain quite often on my channel, that part of the reason that we have these psychic mediums still, and we just cannot shake ourselves of them, is that the people who enable them have a huge market share. So when some news agency gives them some publicity, even if there is some criticism on there, even if there's a little bit of skepticism on there, it's always buried in an overwhelming sense of, well, if so and so is giving him this a platform, they must be real, because of course they would have vetted them. And in this case, it's CBS. I think it's CBS This Morning. So I'm going to show you a couple articles just to let you know. um, so we're going to look at a couple articles. The first one is who he is. So this is the article that he appeared in the New York Times. And this one is, this is inside the Psychic Sting. Stupid. Okay, this one is the one that appeared in the New York Times back in, when was this? 2019. This is the Matt Fraser one. And then this is talking about Thomas John, who we did Operation Pizza Roll. Sorry for the ads, you guys, but that's what's here. And then afterwards, it was Matt Fraser. So both of these stings are in this article right here. And here is the article that Kenny Biddle wrote, CSI investigator, their main investigator, Kenny Biddle. And this is Skeptical Inquirer, a closer look, undercover at a psychic group reading by Kenny Biddle in 2019. And I don't know why no photos showing up, but there is a photo normally there. And he and his wife, Donna, and 4 other friends, they went to go see Matt Fraser, which is how we got the article in the New York Times. So this is telling the story from the perspective of Kenny Biddle and Donna Biddle and so on when they went to go see this show. Like I said, I don't know why the photos aren't showing up, but there are quite a few photos, and I will put those in the description underneath this video. The other one that I want to show you is the last one I just did, and that is the one which is an open letter to Matt Fraser telling him that you should probably get a real job. Well, I told him to investigate, probably do a tell-all book and tell everybody how it's done. So it's an open letter to him. Let me share that with you real quick. It's this one, also in Skeptical Inquirer. A skeptic pins an open letter to a psychic medium, Matt Fraser. And this is me going to go see him at PsyCon. And I had a little chat with him beforehand. And here I am getting my picture taken with him. And I told him who I was and so on. You can read all about this and my review of him. So this is the last thing I want to show you, which is an article I just found. And when I was Googling Operation Peach Pit, this is one of the ones that came up. And I don't think I've seen this before. This is from 2019. So right about the time that Operation Peach Pit was becoming, more known. And this is from cantonrep.com CBS.com, the repository. I don't know anything about this, but they talk about what Matt Fraser is his history according to him. And I've heard this a bunch of times whenever I've gone to his shows. But what they've done is this article is including Operation Peach Pit. And then it talks about, it says, Fraser says he's well aware of the skepticism. In 2018, he was one of 5 celebrity mediums targeted by Operation Peach Pit, an undercover investigation conducted by a group of online skeptics and activists. Okay, there wasn't 5, it was Thomas John. And then when that was done, then we did Matt Fraser. So it was it. And I don't know if you would really call him a celebrity, but oh my gosh, whatever. Okay. So he's had one season, exactly one season of a reality show. And then it says that his critics say that I don't know why they don't name me. My name isn't, I mean, come on now. Give me a break. You mentioned Kenny Biddle. He did a lot of work, but whatever. His critics say Fraser's not psychic, but rather has mastered the art of cold reading. It's not, it is, he is pretty good at it. That is deciphering a person's body language and making vague assumptions and even relying on Facebook. No, cold reading has nothing to do with relying on Facebook. That's hot reading. Though none had direct encounters with Fraser, actually, Kenny Biddle and Donna Biddle and the other 4 did. They stayed afterwards, got selfies with them. He autographed their books using the personas that Matt Fraser that we had given to Kenny, Donna, and the other 4 skeptics. So he did interact with them and was not able to tell that they were sent using fake names, fake background, and with money supplied by the Guerrilla Skeptics and the James Randi Educational Foundation. He so he did have direct encounters with them. They reported he did not single them out as investigators when they attended one of his sessions. Okay, yeah, that's true. Fraser concedes there are frauds in his industry, which is a $2 billion a year business, according to the New York Times. Oh, really? There are frauds in your business, Matt? Can you name them? Why didn't you come and name them? Okay, then this article goes on to say that that there are polls saying that 41% of Americans believe that psychic ability is real. What that has to do with them being real, I don't know. I mean, there's an awful lot of people who think the earth is flat. That does not mean the earth is flat. We don't have a vote on this kind of stuff. All right. Women do outnumber men 40 to 29%. I think it's way higher than that. And 1 in 3 people reported having an experience, so that doesn't make it real. And there are fakers out there. There are fakers in every industry. He said, trust your intuition. I don't expect people to come in and take my word for it. Yeah, you do. He's never been criminally charged nor accused of fraud or any wrongdoing. Oh, okay. Well, we accuse him of wrongdoing because he's manipulating people. And yeah, it's hard to get anybody to take it seriously that he is of what he's doing. So it's unlikely he's going to have fraud, but that's not the standard, right? I say, come to an event. People say this all the time. This can't be. He looks it up. No, I never say that. Skeptics are my favorite things. If there are 10 people in a room, I will go right to that skeptic. No, that's not true. I sat and watched his show. He knew darn well who I was. He didn't come up to me. He kept sneaking peeks at me. He's not going to come up to that skeptic. I love to bring out a piece of information that no one can Google or know. I love the skeptics. It makes me work harder. And all of that is a bunch of nonsense. All right. So let's look at the let's look at the video, and I'll stop it and start it a little bit and see what we think of that. All right. So let me pull that up. I could have 10 screens here and I still won't have them. Oops.
Your grandmother is also here as well.
All right. Okay. So it likes to start. Okay. It's a 5-minute video. Let's try not to make it too long, but you know how I get. So the video is colored and pixelated because, it's just the way I'm going to do it, so it makes it obvious that it's not something that I own, but it is under fair use.
Your grandmother is also here as well. I also just saw, did you also just lose the dog as well?
Oh my God.
That dog is here with your grandmother because she keeps saying to me, I have her baby here, I have her baby here. Your grandmother is
That is self-described psychic medium Matt Fraser giving a reading to a woman whose father had died. Fraser tours the country hosting these sold-out live events. He's a New York Times bestselling author. He's got a new book out. It's called, I like this title, Don't Wait Till You're Dead.
Okay, so let's start there. So Gail, I believe that's her name on CBS this morning, she says that he got her father, but actually she was talking about her grandmother. Now, this is very, very common what Matt always says. He throws out something. Okay, he just threw something out. Lots of people have had a pet that's died. And we don't know what had happened, the exchange that happened before this clip. Remember, this is edited. So he says, did you have a dog that just died? You notice he didn't say the dog's name or the type of dog or anything about the dog other than, did you have a dog that has died? And if that had not hit, and he had said a cat or a pet or anything like that, and it didn't hit, he would have moved on to something else. Nice Barnum statement there. So this is very typical about Fraser. He says some cold reading thing, Barnum statement. The person responds, and then he says, yes, because that is what your mom, grandma, dad, sister, brother, spouse, loved one is telling me. He does this all the time. And if you listen to him say this, if you go to enough of his readings and you listen to enough of his readings, this is very standard for him. So it's a way of confirming what he just found out. So he throws a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, and something sticks. And then he says, then he points at that spaghetti and he says, that stuck because your dad just told me it was going to stick. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But that's the point, is he'll do that all the time. So this is very fast, very glib. It's coming in fast. And this clip, her expression, oh, the way she looked like she's going to cry, and the rest of the audience and even the person next to her is like, oh, it really, really hits. Now, so this book is out. I just saw Matt Fraser in October at PsyCon. Well, he wasn't at PsyCon. I went to see Matt Fraser, and he gave me a copy of his book signed. Of course, it was already signed before I went in. Otherwise, I would have had him autograph it to me. That should have been nice. Anyway, so yes, his book is out. He's doing a book tour. This is his second or third book. I love how they keep saying he's a New York Times best-selling author. Maybe in some category somewhere for one day. I don't know. And trust me, this man is not as famous as he seems to think he is. Gail just mentioned to sold out crowds. Really? I just saw him. Wasn't sold out at all. Half of the place was filled. Now, there might have been 400 people there, but it was about a 900 person stadium room. So that's not sold out. I was able to get front and center tickets, no problem whatsoever. So let's see what's going on with the rest of this.
Spirit's advice from the afterlife. He is sharing lessons that he says that he has learned from the other side. And we're happy to say that Matt Fraser joins us in the studio. Welcome to you.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you.
We're glad to have you here. We're going to get into your abilities in just a sec, but I want people to know a little bit about your background. You said you were bullied as a kid, and that helped make you a successful medium. How?
Well, you know what? If you would see me as a kid, you would have never.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop share because I do not want to hear his story once yet again. He says he was bullied, and that made him, he said he was never popular, and he was always the guy who was sitting alone at lunchtime and that kind of thing. And that's what his life was like. And then he goes, he has an origin story. All these psychics do have some sort of origin story. Okay, let's see if we can get to where he's talking to her. He's doing a reading. Now, keep in mind, these are celebrities. He knows he's going to be on the show, He knows who these people are. So it doesn't take much to look them up. So keep that in mind as you're listening to this. Okay, I'm not sure. I should have looked exactly where this was. Oh, I apologize because I really wasn't watching this. I can only watch so much of him, and I've had to watch a lot of him. Okay, let's see. Again, I apologize.
Souls have had here is not finding out their life purpose while they're alive, right? There's a reason why you're living and breathing. And also at the same time, so many times as humans, we go through self-doubt where we don't believe in ourselves, right?
Okay, bunch of platitudes, platitudes, platitudes. All
Our
right.
loved ones connect with our loved ones just in different ways. And when I was a little kid, to answer your question, I grew up like that little boy from The Sixth Sense. I could,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
and I realized I could help people to heal on a different way.
Do you see people here in the studio?
Absolutely.
You do?
100%.
Describe what you're seeing.
So what happens is that when there's a soul that didn't get to say goodbye, didn't get to say something here in this world, they'll use me to do so. And as I'm talking to you right now, right away, Gail, your mother's here. Because right away I kept hearing, I'm her mother, I'm her mother. And right away when I'm connecting, I kept hearing her saying, I wasn't supposed to die like this, I wasn't supposed to die like this. And she just came right behind you because she told me that there's still regrets that you have over your mother's passing here in this world. The one thing that she just said to me is that you still have many questions over how she had died and what had happened.
Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second. So he knows exactly who she is. He goes right for the jugular and talks about her mom. Now, because of the camera angle that they're using right now, you can see Gail, which is wonderful. I'm going to back it up just a tiny bit. I want you to look just at her face. Now, watch what she's doing as he's saying stuff to her. Okay, I'm going to back it up 10 seconds or so. Okay, here we go. It's really interesting to watch these with the audio turned off.
I like this. And she just came right behind you because she told me that there's still regrets that you have over your mother's passing here in this world. The one thing that she just said to me is that you still have many questions over how she had died and what had happened. And can I tell you everything?
Yeah, because I don't really have those. She died of a heart attack.
She just said to me what I'm going to tell you what she tells me. Because as I'm talking to you, the souls, the voices start going, they start bringing me through everything. And the moment that I'm connecting with her, she just said to me that she wasn't feeling good before her passing. Mm-hmm. And you have questions over on that day if she knew that there was something more that was going on or knew that there was something more that was happening. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. She just said to me that the one thing that she wants to let you know is this. When I'm connecting with her, she's bringing me back through her passing. And she said to me, I was trying to wait it out. I was trying to wait it out. That's what she tells me. She said to me that she was not feeling good for the past 2 weeks before her passing. And the one thing is that she wants to let you know that she's your cheerleader in heaven. And
I do believe that.
And not to live with any regret about her passing or the day she died. She says that she felt she had to be strong for everybody else around her, and she didn't want anyone to be worried about what was going on with her and her body.
Well, I hope my sisters are watching so we can discuss, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Matt. I'm not sure. I'll talk.
Okay, she does have a bit of skepticism in that, and that's nice. She's like, and then she's kind of looking at her paper like, I should ask him the next question, I guess. And then he keeps going on. And then when she says she's your biggest cheerleader, she goes, yeah, of course, that I believe. In other words, I'm not sure I believe the rest of it. But it's hard to tell with these people. Now, like I said, he knows darn well who's going to be on the show, who's going to be interviewing him. There's 3 people there. He could just do a little bit of hot reading on the different people. In other words, looking them up ahead of time. And maybe even look up other people who might be involved, that are, he has conversations with people during the makeup and the hair and all that kind of things to maybe pull in their stories. I mean, I've seen psychics do all kinds of things when they get on TV. They've had camera people come in off stage because they'll say, I'm getting something from this person over here. And yeah, well, they were probably just talking to them beforehand or something like that. It's hard to say, but Matt Fraser is very good at this cold reading until you really slow it down and listen to what he's actually saying or see a lot of it. It feels very realistic, especially if you're in an emotional, vulnerable time. And this has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with being aware of the tricks. And when you're in a vulnerable emotional state, it's very easy to feel like he's throwing out something specific, but actually, really, he's not throwing out anything specific. He talks a lot about death. All psychics seem to do that. What were their last memories? Now, he is a trained EMT, so he has a lot of medical health information. I'm sure he knows all about what it feels like to see somebody die. What is that last part of your life like? And he's done thousands, probably tens of thousands of readings. So when you repeat the same stories over and over and just, embellish them a little bit here and there, it does come out very fast, very glib, and with a lot of passion. Like, so her mom is standing right behind her. Really, really, you think your mom's standing right behind her? Why doesn't Gail turn around and look? So again, these are supposed to be journalists with integrity and some skepticism, you would hope. So I don't know, but let's see. I think I remember what happens next, and it made me think that maybe she was not actually as skeptical as it seems. We're almost done.
Talk to you about that off camera.
All right.
It's called Don't We? All right. Don't wait until you're dead. It's on sale tomorrow.
Okay, so that was it. I thought it was a little, so that was it. I thought there was a little bit more there. So what we're seeing here is just probably a hot read. He's using that glibness. I think he said, I'm gonna have to go back and rewind. Gosh, they all just blend into my head. I think he said, because that's what she's saying, your mom is telling me. Whenever he makes a statement, the person nods or, acknowledges that that was correct, then he immediately course corrects, well, not course corrects, but immediately goes into, yeah, because that's what she's telling me. So it's really fascinating how people can't see it the way we see it. People who watch my channel and who pay attention to this kind of thing. What I would like you to do, though, if you are not a normal watcher of my channel, is to really think about having compassion for the people who are in that position of getting a reading. So we have the ability to stop, start, pause, rewind. Well, I guess we're not rewinding, but back up the video and listen to it again. We can slow down the audio. We can take notes as we go. We can rewatch it multiple times. We have that ability. So to us, it seems pretty obvious what's going on. But to the person who's getting a reading, they rarely record. They rarely get a video. They rarely see themselves nodding and how much feedback they give. The smiles, the open mouth, the eyebrows raised. You don't see how much information you are giving out when you're giving feedback. Also, when you're getting this done, when you're getting a reading like this, a lot of times you are in an emotional state. Why would you be getting a reading from somebody unless you really do have questions about things and you are hoping for some insight? And so you're kind of in that state where I call it motivated sitter, a person who is motivated to give him to give the medium some slack, cut some slack to them, let them think that you don't want them to disappear. You don't want the dead person they're talking to suddenly disappear. You want to make sure they stay there, so you're more likely to say, yeah, that's oh yeah, that I think that's right, yeah, and you try in your mind to make connections. Human beings have an amazing ability to make connections to things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It's a fairly short one for me. I'm gonna, if you would like and share, I would appreciate it. Comments are definitely welcome. And I will put some links underneath this to the Matt Fraser articles I showed you. I have been investigating Matt Fraser for a very long time. And I hope that he's starting to feel the pressure. But, he gets CBS this morning. I get a YouTube video with 100 likes or views. I can't compete. So it's really a good idea if we can get this information out there. Forewarned is the best way to get this information out to your friends and family. If somebody's already a firm believer in psychics, then the tactic of just explaining this away is not going to work very easily. You kind of got to get to them beforehand, inoculate them. That's the rule with all pseudoscience. If you can get some information to them ahead of time about what to look for, then they're less likely to fall for it when they're in a vulnerable time and a medium is there, or any scam. I mean, this applies to all kinds of scams. All right. So thank you all. Like, share. I'll see you on the other side.